All right, so welcome to the podcast. I'm still Jamell Sanchez, and I am here with one of my good friends, Allison Frank. Allison, please introduce yourself.
So I'm Allison. I don't know if to say my last name, but my name is Allison Frank. I go to Cleveland High School with Jamell, and I'm a junior in high school, and I play basketball and throw track and field.
Yeah, I basically, a lot of people got her into track and field because we're like, you should try track, you should try track. She was about to like start her track season, but Rona hit. Yeah, forced us to not have a season. Damn. All right, so basically, we met in fourth period film class because we had to talk.
Yeah.
You were the quiet one at first until we got into the projects.
Oh yeah. I'm not a very good talker at first, but then when I'm forced to talk, then I'll start talking. Yeah.
Yeah, because we didn't know that we had second period together, which was biology, until we knew we had second period. Then second semester came, we began to do like more of like the group projects because we knew our flow of style based on fourth period.
Yeah.
So you play varsity basketball. This was your first sophomore year was your first year on varsity, right?
Yes.
So you played JV freshman year, or was it
Yeah.
CT?
I played on JV my freshman year, and then sophomore year I played varsity.
So you made it to the state tournament. How did it feel going in as a sophomore?
So I had mixed feelings going in as a sophomore, like just on the varsity team as a sophomore. There were four other sophomores besides me, but me it was kind of intimidating just a little bit because the upperclassmen they had a lot of they really wanted to go somewhere this year,
Mhm.
and since they lost six seniors, they really had high expectations for us sophomores to fill those seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you felt a little bit of pressure knowing that you were on the varsity.
I mean, yeah. I
Like you
mean,
had to fill like you had
the
some
our
shoes to
coach.
fill.
Oh yeah, our coach really wanted to try something different. She had a very different how do I say? She wanted to go into this season different than she has any other season. So we tried a lot of things differently, and it worked through the beginning, but then throughout the season I had some really big downfalls. I had two injuries that left me really far behind, and then going into state I just got off an injury with my Achilles, so it kind of left me in a really bad spot. And I do say that we performed not at our best during the state game.
Mhm. So now you're going into track and field. Well, you were supposed to this past year, but Rona hit, and was was it like did you want to you base what made you go into track besides the convincing and all of that, like saying you should try track, you should try track, like what made you go into it, or like what led you to the decision?
Um so before all the convincing, freshman year I did want to try track, but I think I was just, you know, I wasn't too comfortable trying something new. So I kind of didn't feel like going into it that year. Like I did really want to do it. I just didn't make that decision. I made the decision a little too late.
Yeah.
So then sophomore year, I had more. Okay, my math teacher was the throwing coach, so she kind of convinced me even more. Besides all my friends telling me to do it, but then I made the final decision to throw track when I realized that I have more. I'm skilled in basketball, but I'm a very strong person. Like, it's not exaggerating. I am a strong person. So I decided, well, maybe I can get somewhere in track. So I decided to do it, and I really did enjoy it. It was fun. Well, for the week that I was on the track team.
Yeah. So basically, film class, we had to do like all kinds of projects, all kinds of interactions, especially the one where we did the music video, where that was the one where we got to bully Aiden.
Yeah.
Which would you say that was your favorite project, or what other project was your favorite, or do you have a different favorite than what my favorite is?
My favorite is definitely the music video because we actually got to do stuff. I'm not going to name any names
But
just because, but because of a specific someone, not going to say, we weren't able to do as much as we really wanted because, people like to be the boss, but it doesn't really work that way when one person has a really good idea and the other person says no, we're just going to go with our idea. But the music video, that was my favorite. It was so good because we were all pitching in ideas and it just worked. And we also got to bully Aiden. It was fun. It was funny to watch. It was funny to throw him in a trash can. And yeah.
Oh, it was a recycling bin, remember?
Oh yeah, it was a recycling bin, but it was just fun because we got to throw him in not just once but 3 times. So that
Because
was
it took like
great.
a while, because we had to get the camera in from his perspective and just put him in there and then get like a different shot and put him in there again.
Yeah.
So basically most of the ideas were like kind of just my stupid brain thinking, like the Area 51, the
Oh yeah.
project we did of like out of nowhere. I'm just like, why don't we just do like a trip to Area 51?
Oh my gosh, that was really strange. It was weird and strange. I kind of don't remember it that well. Me being me, I don't remember that well, but it was funny. It was a weird idea, and quite honestly, I don't know why we chose that idea. It was just weird.
Yeah, you like you saying that like we didn't get like most of the projects like that. We had like about four, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah, we only got 25% of the projects done. would you say
Oh my,
would you say like you felt accomplished in that 25% in the class?
I do feel a little accomplished. Just a little bit.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, you do club basketball, right? Like outside of the school, correct?
I do club basketball.
What state was your favorite to play in? Or like, and why
Oh,
your favorite state?
definitely Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Nevada. That was my favorite. I've gone to Las Vegas, Nevada for one tournament for 2 years. It's so fun because there in this specific tournament there are 87 courts and 87 games going on at once.
God.
Yeah, and the refs, they're not like they're refs from all over, so they'll let you play without calling every foul and every little cheap shot. They'll let you play for a while, but they won't let things get like out of hand. And that was also my favorite because the first year we won third place out of a national tournament. the second year, we were so close to taking first place, but we lost, so we took second. But that was still pretty good out of all the teams that we faced.
That's pretty good. So, like, what led you to play basketball? Was it just like on your own, or was it like a dream as a kid, or like younger, since we're still considered kids? But
Um, my first like me wanting to play basketball started when I was in second grade. I saw a Lobos basketball game on TV, and it looked since in my elementary school, second grade, we weren't allowed to play basketball until third grade. So I waited one more year, and then I just started playing, and I just fell in love with the game. It's such an interesting sport, and it's like it's fun to just to feel pressure and to just to want to like the will to win. It's just such a fun thing. My parents originally wanted me to be gymnast, but I went down a different path.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember basketball. I remember having like those little Tykes hoop, and still in third grade, I would play on that, just like slam dunking everyone because I was taller than the goal itself. Yeah, I remember playing uh first ever like school sanctioned basketball. Told you was like in sixth grade uh at Bernalillo Middle School. Then I went to Santa Fe Indian School. I played the whole time I was there until I came to Cleveland, which I tried out. Didn't go well because it's like a faster pace and going from a 3A school to a 5A school.
Oh yeah, that's a big change in pace.
Yeah, because I remember freshman year, I was only 7 games into the season. I told you this, where I fractured my ankle playing against
Oh,
Milwaukee, against like a skinny school, skinny guys taking me down, landing on my ankle. I don't know how the hell it broke.
oof.
Which you said you had 2 injuries, right?
Okay, so last season, sophomore year, I had two injuries. But in general, like throughout my entire basketball career, I've had a lot of injuries. Like a lot.
Which injury would you say was the worst, like hurt the most, and why? Or like what made it hurt more than the others?
So I have two injuries that I say are kind of the worst, and they literally overlap each other. They were the worst things. So I've sprained my ankles, both of them, multiple times. Probably in total like 6 or 7 times.
Mhm.
And then there was one time I sprained my ACL. That was literally so painful. Oh, I it was really bad, and it took me a really long time to get it like back to speed because at the time I had a tendonitis in my knee, like
Mhm.
on like the area a little below my knee. And when I had that, I also sprained my ACL, so it was kind of really hard to get it back to like full strength.
Right, so it's coming close. So last question. To all the little boys and girls who dream to play basketball in high school, what advice or inspiration would you give them for them to start basketball if they wanted to start basketball? Like, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would say you'll never know if you like it unless you try. You'll never know if you truly love something or basketball if you don't try it. And if you try it, then be a sponge. Soak up all the information that you possibly can so you can be the best to your be, whether it's in basketball or anything else. You could be the best in anything if you just be a
It froze a little bit, but you
Oh
got
yeah.
you got all of it. All right. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. It's been a few weeks since I asked you to be on here because we've been busy with a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much and wish you the best of luck in basketball because we only got one more year after this year.
Yep.
And thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.